Hi there, welcome back to my channel. It's Buzzinalong here. Okay, this one's going to be tips and tricks for selling your artifacts and trying to stay below the limit. Okay, your first line on artifacts, as I explained in a previous thing, is the 5-star rare. Once a player can get to level 9 in all 3 of the gear rifts, Goliath, Phoenix, and Witchers, go get better gear. No common or uncommon gear ever, because of the 4 chances you get at 3, 6, 9, and 12 to up your gear. Or use it as an unlock. So the fewer unlocks you get, the better it is. Also, you'd rather do have an idea of what you're going to be getting as a substat rather than just doing an unlock that may or may not help you. Okay, the other thing you never keep any gear with 2 flat substats. Speed is the exception. When I talk about a flat substat, it's a percentage. Is a percentage or it's just a flat. 184 defense isn't nearly as good as 5% defense. Okay? So no 2 flat substats. Speed is the exception about everything. You'd like that on just every piece of gear. Now, if you've gotten and you've done all of that stuff and you're still too close to full, you need to clear out some more and make some room. You can always fill all the heroes in the hero storage for more space there, but that costs you to remove it and change it over, and you're still going to need space to take it off the hero. So I don't like to do this just because of the cost, and then it means that you're only doing gear changes once a month on the Saturday under full hectic situations. So I prefer not to do that. 600 is enough for me. That's 100 complete heroes. Okay, so here we are off into the tips and tricks. I like this Alvenia girl up here to show you because look at that right or left arm there on her. Isn't that fancy? Anyways, so for advanced players, here's the tips and tricks for what I sell. I'm aiming for great heroes, so a shield with a hole doesn't help, or a heel falling off the boot. Garbage, man. Get rid of these things. Don't even put it on a hero. They're just going to cause you problems and weaken them from their potential. All right, so like I said, the basic rule was any 2 flat substats. Now you're trying to up your gear. Anything with a flat substat, get rid of it. If you're in doubt because you like the other 2 stats on an epic, do the rolls up to 6 or 9. See how it goes. See where the bonuses went. If the gear is still pretty good and it has a flat substat, you're not hurting your hero too bad. But never forget you're hurting your hero because it doesn't have the percentage somewhere to help them or the speed. All right. You can also go through on the slow go when you're going through. If you got a helmet and it's a 6-star rare and it's got 5% attack and 4% hit points, and the one sitting right beside it has 5% attack and 5% hit points, well, it's a little better. Sell off the other one. Do you need 2 helmets exactly the same? Probably not. You might. Who knows? Remember, you're trying to keep only the best gear here because you've got problems with storage. All right, attack gear. If you got attack gear that's coming up with defense and resistance and, accuracy when your hero doesn't need, get rid of that stuff. Keep the stuff that'll help. You want the attack gear with the crits and the speed, maybe some hit points. Defense isn't too bad here and there, but you don't want that one to be the roll on attack gear. The opposite also applies. If you get the types of artifacts in here that are more based for healers, like swift gear or the defense gear up here. You want that stuff more for healers and things like that. So you don't want the attack type things with crits on those. So sell those. Go through and gear that you don't use very often, types of sets and things like that. Protector gear, I normally get rid of a bunch of that. I'm keeping some in case I ever get Gabriella. Here's hoping. I like the Hawkeye set for the crits. I love the Crusher. The Swift set, I try to keep as much as I can. My Swift collection is hopeless because I can't seem to get the good pieces. Back to the Phoenix to get more. I get things like Berserker I don't like. I'm not a fan of the glass cannons. This one really helps your guy hit, but man, he doesn't have no life because 20% hit point loss hurts him. So up to you if you like these things. You go through, get rid of the gear in the sets that you don't like as much. What else do I got for ways to get rid of things? Basically, all you really want is the best gear on your heroes. So speed is a substat on just about everything. Because speed matters so much. Flat stats reduce potential on a hero, so try to extremely limit them. One at the most, maybe none. Now, don't remember, I'm not talking about the flat on the armor or on the weapon, helmet, and shield. Those are staying as the main stat. There's nothing you can do about that. But it's the substats with the flats that I'm talking about, and never a flat on the glove, armor, or boots as a main stat. Ever. Speed is always the exception. Okay. Attack heroes. You want to keep, like I said, with the gear for them, you don't really want, res and things like that on an attack hero gear like the Crusher. You want that to be basically the crits on that stuff, because that's what they're going to want. Healers and buffers on their defense gear or accuracy gear. You're going to want that. You don't really, on the hit point gear and things like that, the defense gear, you may not want the crits on those as much as you want the speed and things like that. So you'll figure out as you're going along the different things that you want more and which types of gear that you are dressing heroes in more. So those are the kind of gear that you keep more of and less of the others. Try and keep the gear with the right substats is basically what I'm saying. Now, it takes a lot of time doing it that way, or you can simply go with selling the lowest rarity in the set and item, like remove all the 5 stars and rares and keeps only the epics and the legendaries. Do things like that, work your way up. Ideally, 6-star gear is better than 5-star gear, both in the percentage substats that you gain on the rolls and the percentages that they can potentially start with. Also, the main stat goes to a higher number than on the 5-star gear. So the stars really matter. That's why I say at the beginning, try to get out of the 4-star gear and into 5-star gear as quickly as you can. So that all matters. Mass dumps, though, you have to be careful with that. You could be getting rid of some gems out in with all the garbage. So that's why I'm saying try and do, if you're in doubt, do the rolls up to 6 or up to 9. That's not going to cost you too many coins to do those. It's the trying to get to 12 and trying to get to 15 and finish off the artifacts that ends up costing you quite a bit of money. So do the rolls a little bit. You'll see I've got gear that sits around like that. This one I was more looking for defense on the shield there, but swing and a miss, I ended up getting hit points. But you keep that around for the hit point based hitter that wants the hit points, because that is still a sweet roll, just wasn't what I was looking for at the time. I went and bounced out into the Phoenix. Let's see how I did for gear and see what I'm ending up selling. Oh, there's a piece of crap. Gloves with a flat main stat and a flat substat. Speed is nice as a substat, but nope, that one's out of here. Okay, move on to the armor over here. Res as a main stat on armor. If you had Gabriella, that could be a useful piece. I don't have too many, so we'll hang on to that for now. I'm really hoping to get Gabriella. I would love to get her. Protector gear with 5 stars, I sell that one. Now let's see what my gloves look like that I just picked up. Hit point gloves with a flat stat, so it's out of here. I've got a couple of flat stats on that one, so that one's also out of here. Sell off those two. And we roll down and see what else we got. I got a shield with only 5-star. It is swift, but I have much better. Remember my object up there? I'm at 592 out of 600. So I'm trying to keep my sets already low. I've already gone through and done most of the tips that I told you guys about. So this is how I go through and try to keep my gear under control and organized. Got another flat stat on that guy. That one looks okay. It's only a 5-star. So yeah, we'll get rid of that one as well. Now I got a couple of 5-star gloves, but I don't have gloves down here. So that one's crit damage and crit rate. Probably going to keep that one. All depends on what you think you need. That one's definite. Maybe I'll keep that one too, because as you noticed, I don't have the gloves there. So you decide what you're keeping, what you're losing. Crit rate and hit points on an attack weapon. That's a keeper. I got a lot of those because, I don't know, I was thinking I liked this untouchable. I haven't got around to using it much, so that's my next one that I got to go through and figure out. As it is now, I'm just staying under the wire. So we'll see how it goes. But this is basically just how I do it. That one's good enough. I'm keeping that one. I got a flat stat on here, but a crit rate set of gloves. That guy gets to stay for now. You know? Oh, that's a sweet one. Geez, that's nice. Oh, that's the one I bought in the shop. I like that one. That was my event coins on that guy. I finally got a really nice piece of charge gear once it was over. That's a nice helmet too. I like the crits on the helmet. So, like I said, you just go through like this and see how you do. A pair of hit point boots with speed and crit rate. Those are pretty nice. But this is how I do it. I'm not a big fan of this bandit stat, so I'm selling off most of mine. Just personal preferences, play style. All of these things make a difference. Oh, flat salt main stat, so that set of gloves is out of here. And a boots with a flat stat, so it's also out of here. And you make a good amount of coins doing these sales and things like that. I've been going through mine. I'm up to 10 million on the coin, so that's not so bad. So that's my tips and tricks for how to upgrade great and go find yourself great pieces of gear. There's no real science to it. Who knows what hero you're going to be gearing next? So you need to keep a pile of different things. But like I said, 600 pieces is 100 heroes, so you have lots of room, lots of decisions. And good luck with your storage and keeping the mess clean. Peace out. Buzzinalong here. Like and subscribe if you think it helped. I hope it did. Bye now.